Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some more triangle strategy and we have a hard decision to make today. So on the one hand, we've got Thalys, who's at Whiteholm. And being able to kill Thalys would be awesome. Here's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about this option where we get to infiltrate the castle, launch a surprise attack, and destroy the duchy's warship. Because that one implies that we're going to be killing a lot of their leadership, which could include Evlora, and I don't want to kill Evlora. So I was leaning towards that one because I think destroying their warship might be the best tactical option, whereas I feel like destroying the bridge and trapping the enemy in the castle with negotiation, while it may make it so we definitely don't have to kill Evlora, like, I don't know. I could see that going wrong, and I could see the bomb being set off near the city as being a bad thing. There was already some talk that maybe there is, maybe some damage that could be done to the people inadvertently by setting off the bomb. We don't know what the side effects are going to be, which makes me believe that there's the possibility of some kind of like radiation simile, simile's not the right word, but you know what I'm saying. Basically, like, the bomb that we have could have something that is akin to radiation. And if that's the case, then we could be doing damage by setting it off so close to the populace. Yeah, I don't know which one's the best option. I don't want to kill Evlora, and infiltrating the castle to launch a surprise attack might end up killing Evlora. I would hope that it would only kill Thalys, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Because we know that she's defending the castle with Thalys. So it just really depends on when she turncoats, I mean, she's already pledged her allegiance to Cordelia, but she did say at the end of her dialogue that, she had to first defend this capital before she could defend Cordelia, which implies that she will be a part of the fight. Ugh. I'm not looking it up. I don't want to look it up. We're going to destroy the bridge and trap the enemy in the castle, I think. Ooh, okay, we're just gonna have to live with whatever consequences happen. We're just gonna have to. Before we make our full decision, let's see what everybody's initial dialogue is, and then we will make our final decision. But I think we're gonna destroy the bridge and trap the enemy.
Say,
flooding the city will leave the people with nowhere to live, and Frederica's plan hinges on how the enemy responds. We can win if we sneak into the castle and slay the Frosty commanders. Only Cordelia and I are privy to the secret passages. See? Killing the Frosty commanders would include Evlora. That's what I'm worried about. Forcing them to negotiate. Ugh, alright.
Serenoa.
A nation cannot exist without a people. We cannot risk exposing these very people to any more hardship than they have already endured. If we explode the bridge, we can isolate the castle. The people will be spared from our battle. But it also isolates us from using the castle in the future. That's the other thing that I'm super worried about.
Ah, yes?
Benedict's plan gives us our surest path to victory, but would incur great damages to the capital. And Prince Roland's plan is far too dangerous a gamble. Call me naive, but I believe Frederica's plan to be the best for all of us. Prince Roland wishes to defeat the Frosty commanders who unjustly occupy Whiteholm Castle. I see this plan as proof of his resolve. As a member of the Kingsguard, I intend to help him see it through.
my lord.
Negotiating would only grant the enemy reprieve, and there is a high chance that Queen Cordelia has revealed the secret tunnels to the enemy. Yeah, if she did, it would be by accident. But we would most certainly deal a heavy blow to the Frosty forces by flooding the city.
Aye, lad.
Destroying the dam is our best shot at winning this battle. The enemy wouldn't know what hit him if we flooded the city. Well, there's no denying that the other plans have their merits too. Should we go with our best bet, or consider one of the other options? Okay, so he's the one that's undecided on this one.
Yes, sir?
The enemy may already be aware of the tunnels, but no one is anticipating a flood. The capital is swarming with Frosty soldiers. We must prepare ourselves to make sacrifices, if we are to reclaim the city. So with her plan, what seems to be unclear is how we actually get to, like, would we be sneaking into the same tunnels that he's intending us to sneak into? All right, I think we're gonna go with the green. Destroy the bridge, trap the enemy in the castle, and then negotiate. I think that there's gonna be some consequences to that, but I think there's consequences to every choice we make. And which one is the best one? Who knows? Who knows? I don't. I certainly don't. Okay. Let's start with Hewitt here. Prince Roland wishes to defeat the S-Frosty commanders who unjustly occupy Whiteholm Castle. I see this plan as proof of his resolve. As a member of the King's Guard, I intend to help him see it through. I believe it is best to trap the S-Frost's troops in the castle and force them to negotiate. Lord Serenoa, you think Lady Frederica's plan to be our best option? Bridge can be easily rebuilt. Yeah, suppose that's true. Can we rebuild it fast enough before Gustadolf comes back? I wonder if this is the one that's going to sway her the most. She is his Kingsguard. If Roland wishes for the people's support, he must act in a way befitting royalty. Unfortunately, flooding the city and surprise attacks hardly make the cut. I understand your concerns. Going forward, we must have the people's support.
But...
That being said, though, prolonged negotiations may lead to the Duchy taking Queen Cordelia as their hostage. But she does have Avlora to help her. And I think that an outcome that no one wants. Prince Roland least of all. I mean, she does have a point there, she does, but knowing what we know that Avlora might be able to assist her. Thank you, Lord Serenoa. Speaking to you has shown me the merits of Lady Frederica's plan. Okay, indifferent to our plea.
Say.
Flooding the city will leave the people with nowhere to live, and Frederica's plan hinges on how the enemy responds. We can win if we sneak into the castle and slay the S-Frosty commanders. Only Cordelia and I are privy to the secret passages. Let's trap the S-Frost troops in the castle and force them to negotiate. You wish to use Elfric to blow up the bridge, then negotiate with S-Frost? I mean, blowing up the bridge is near the castle. So isn't that arguing against our point here? Maybe the warship is closer to the castle. Yeah, I failed to see the point of this one. Frederica wishes no harm to come to anyone, and that includes your sister.
Still.
Aye, her plan focuses more on the people's safety than culling S-Frost's numbers. But with their backs against the wall, there is always a chance S-Frost would make a hostage of Cordelia. Okay, same argument as Hewitt.
A hard choice.
I appreciate your concerns about my sister, but still. Okay, well, not going well yet.
My lord.
Negotiating would only grant the enemy reprieve, and there is a high chance that Queen Cordelia has revealed the secret tunnels to the enemy. But we would most certainly deal a heavy blow to the S-Frosty forces by flooding the city. Alright, let's trap the S-Frost soldiers and negotiate. You would choose Lady Frederica's plan. Might I inquire as to why? Yeah, far easier to rebuild. We can't be sure how far the damage will spread. Let's go for reason here. Telior Reservoir is where the kingdom gets its water, and between the dam and the bridge, the latter is far easier to rebuild. The dam is important. I concur, the bridge is simpler and requires less labor and resources, but a battle cannot be won simply by looking at profits and losses. I implore you to think carefully about which plan gives us our greatest chance at victory. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with me, Lord Serenoa. Okay. Well, at least he's not indifferent.
Aye, lad.
Destroying the dam is our best shot at winning this battle. The enemy wouldn't know what hit him if they flooded the city. And there's no denying that the other plans have their merits too. Should we go with our best bet, or consider one of the other options? Let's trap them and negotiate. Okay, we need the people's support. Fair and square. I feel like he's a very lawful individual. He might like that fair and square ideal. Yeah. Very little loss comparatively to everything else. We will need the people's support when rebuilding the capital. To do so, we must win it back fair and square, and with as little damage as possible. There's no kingdom without a people. Glenbrook won't have much of a future if we ignore him for the sake of victory. Even if we succeeded with the surprise attack, people might think us cowards for stooping so low. And I don't even want to think of the backlash that we'd face for flooding the city. In which case, Lady Frederica's plan would be our best chance of winning the people's approval. Each plan's got its good and bad points.
Consider this.
But now that we've got the Holy State at our backs, this would be the perfect chance to strike at Esfrost. Isn't winning this war more important than the Crown City's damages or the people's morale? Yeah, we can't foresee the damage. Appeal to House Wolfort's honor, maybe? I know the House Wolfort can claim victory without having to sacrifice the capital or the people's safety. I feel like Benedict would see this as being naive, but I feel like Eridor might like this mentality.
Are you joking?
Guess not. If you gave the order, lad, I'd put my life on the line to see your will done. But ideals and pride won't win a fight. As the lord of our house, I ask that you consider all our options with a cool head.
Tough spot we're in.
I can see how you feel about this, but I'll need a moment to digest it all. Okay, we don't even know where he'll land at this point then.
Yes, sir.
The enemy may already be aware of the tunnels, but no one is anticipating a flood. The capital is swarming with Esfrosty soldiers. We must prepare ourselves to make sacrifices, if we are to reclaim the city. Alright? Let's try and negotiate, though. I see, so you would support Lady Frederica's plan, though it seems the least efficient of the three. We must have the people's support. If we were to lose it, even reclaiming the capital could not keep the kingdom together.
Certainly.
I've heard the duchy's supporters in the capital grow by the day. Even if we were to claim victory, if great harm were to befall the Crown City, the people's dissatisfaction would turn on Prince Roland. It might be best for us to tread the path of least destruction for the sake of the kingdom's future.
I must hear what the others think.
It seems I underestimated the merits of Lady Frederica's plan. Okay, that one felt pretty solid. We might have convinced Anna. Okay. Well, we've talked to everybody. We've done what we can. Let's see. So we're hoping for green. Commence the voting. Let's see what happens.
It is time to cast our votes. In which strategy do we entrust the future of Glenbrook? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
I am sorry.
My opinion remains unchanged. Yeah, we didn't get you and Hewitt.
On this, I cannot be swayed.
I do not think your plan a bad one, just not the best one, given the circumstances. Okay, he was one that we were unsure of. Our best bet is actually Anna in this case, because I don't think we got Eridor either.
I agree.
I stand behind you, Lord Serenoa. That may just be enough. What happens if we tie? If Eridor doesn't side with us and sides with another one, that's going to make a two-way tie, won't it?
I cannot be swayed.
In the end, I agree with Prince Roland's plan. I wonder if Eridor is like AI
Forgive
designed.
me, lad.
Yeah, well, let's just see what happens. Sorry, but my token's going elsewhere this time, lad.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Okay, we did it. Oh, because we moved Anna, duh. Because we moved Anna. So it would have been destroy the dam had we not convinced Anna. I'm surprised Eridor would go for that one. I feel like that one is the least aligned with his convictions. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay.
The way forward is decided. We collapse the bridge and trap the enemy within the castle, keeping the common folk safe from the worst of the fighting.
All right, we probably picked one of the more difficult of the options.
You will safeguard the people, drive the enemy into the castle, and negotiate. You have chosen a righteous path, Wolford. But do you really think negotiations will prevail? Such sympathy may be your downfall.
You're not wrong. It might be.
Even so, this is the path we have chosen.
Then walk tall. It is time to test your mettle. I must return to Hysant and see Minister Camsell. Next we meet, you will have both of our armies at your backs.
You have my thanks.
We cannot afford to lose this fight.
So,
For Norzelia.
Exam is kind of like their... Like, he controls the armies, it seems like, and I think Camsell is more like their police force. Or maybe I have it mixed up. I think Exam is their military, and Camsell is their sort of like peacekeeping force.
I thought this battle was for Glenbrook.
This is not a simple struggle for power, Minister Serenoa. The goddess, the source, iron? The war of 30 years ago comes back to haunt us because the old cling to relics of the past. Norzelia needs to be born anew. Right now, the people of every nation are searching for a young standard-bearer to guide them.
A standard bearer.
Yes, people like you and me. This war is a fine opportunity for us to show our worth to Norzelia.
Yeah, except one of us is a slaver, so... Our time has come has been completed, going into Chapter 13, Part 2, where we are probably going to get our teeth kicked in from choosing probably the hardest option. It seems to be the case that the more peaceful or morality-driven choices probably end up leading to more difficult fights. I don't know if that's true, but obviously, because I haven't really experienced the other sides of a lot of these choices, but
House
I wonder.
Wolford and Hysant join forces and begin planning Glenbrook's recapture. But with the Norzelia River and the Esfrosti armies in their way, retaking the capital will be no easy feat. Frederica proposes they destroy the bridge linking the castle to the rest of the capital, isolating the enemy and forcing them to parley. Though it may draw out the conflict, it is well worth it if they can avoid causing suffering to the people. Serenoa and the others agree to the plan.
So we have to push them into the castle walls.
In support of House Wolford, Hysant's great army marches forth for the first time since the Salt Iron War.
Okay, Part 2, Born of Strife and Sadness. What do we think? Does that referring to Thalys, maybe?
The Hyzantian forces should be arriving any moment, Frederica.
Maybe
Well
her.
then, let us make them welcome.
She's born from strife and sadness. Her mother didn't lead a very peaceful life.
My lady, are you certain this is the path you desire? We are to battle against your people, against Thalys and Erica.
Those two aren't the best
I am
options to
keenly
bring
aware
up.
of that.
Of course you are. But simply understanding a thing doesn't mean you are ready to face it.
I get the feeling that she's actually closer to Gustadolf than those two. I think Gustadolf actually might have treated her all right, comparatively.
A single second's hesitation on the battlefield could cost you your life.
Worry not. I shall prevail against any who stand against me, even my siblings.
To try and save them.
No, to save myself. And to save House Wolford.
There's like a part of me that thinks that Thalos would like straight up murder Cordelia in this situation, which I'm a little nervous about, but I'm really banking on the fact that Evlora can help us out from the inside. I'm really hopeful. I made these choices in order to hopefully save Evlora too, but who knows? I don't know what's coming.
Minister Serenoa, Minister Camsell and myself have brought what troops we could muster.
I'm grateful for your assistance.
It was an arduous journey. Is there anywhere the soldiers could rest?
We've prepared barracks at the harbor. Please use them freely.
You do think of everything.
Hyzant has not mobilized a force so large since the Salt Iron War. Yet I hear you intend to settle this not by battle, but by parley. The Holy One will not agree to any half-hearted measures.
Hey, we don't give a fuck about what the Holy One has to say, Camsell. So shut up.
The pressures of a large army on the capital's threshold is part of our plan. Come inside and I will explain the rest.
Come to my home and question me. Holy shit, 5 character stories? God damn. Okay, we'll start with these character stories, then we'll go to those side stories. Okay, so Roland. Roland reminisces during a training session with Serenoa.
You've gotten better, my friend. Much better.
Only because I've had you to train with.
And how far behind would I be without Sir Maxwell's tutelage? The Dawnspear himself is my personal mentor. And still you're all but my equal.
It's been a while since we last sparred. It takes time to adapt to a new opponent.
Perhaps so. Anyhow, I always enjoy our skirmishes. No better way to clear my head after another quarrel with Father.
Okay, so this was in the past.
Must all 3 nations be part of this mining venture? I've yet to hear a convincing argument as to why.
You do not hear because you do not listen.
Hyzant offers nothing but a sliver of their vast riches. Something we could easily do without. I understand the advantage of involving Esfrost. Their expertise speeds things along immeasurably. But Hyzant? Have you at least demanded they lower the taxes on salt? Such a change would be welcomed by our subjects and enrich their daily lives. We cannot concede everything while gaining naught in return. Surely you see this, Father.
It has been decided, and I will hear no more. You presume upon matters you do not comprehend.
But Father, I'm just...
Now, Roland, if there is nothing else, pray leave me be. I have more important matters to attend to.
Yes, Father. If only I had found the right words. If only I had kept my emotions in check. Perhaps things would have ended differently.
Blaming yourself for past mistakes will lead you nowhere. You must look forward for the opportunities ahead.
Yeah, that reasoning doesn't even track, buddy. Gustadov had his plans from the start.
Of course. And I trust you'll be at my side come that time.
Just as House Wolfort stands with the crown, I stand with you.
I am fortunate to have as loyal a friend as you.
As am I. Enough sentimentality. Raise your spear so I can knock it down.
You're welcome to try, my friend.
Okay, Frederica. So I'm guessing like all of these we met a threshold, but then it was also story locked. Let's go, Frederica.
Lord Serenoa never ceases to amaze me. Despite all the hours he dedicates to his duties, he looks none the worse for wear.
Even so, I am certain it takes its toll on him. He wants to set an example for his people and those who serve him, and wishes not to worry them over his condition. Excuse me, Serenoa, but is there anything I could do to help?
Frederica, my apologies for the delay. The citizen's petition will require a bit more time, so why don't you and Gila return home ahead of me?
I see, if you insist.
She was asking if she could help, buddy.
But please do not push yourself too hard, Serenoa.
I shan't. Thank you, Frederica.
Of course.
I feel like you should have brought her into the process a little.
Is something the matter? It's rare of you to sigh like that.
Did I? Oh my.
It looks like something's troubling you. If you wish to talk about it, I am happy to lend an ear.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I sometimes wonder if I can go on like this.
Are things not going well with Lord Serenoa?
No! Serenoa is as kind and gentle as ever. It is my own self I have doubts about. I cannot help but wonder if I am truly of any use to him.
Since Lord Serenoa is always working so hard, why not give him a tonic to boost his vitality? I purchased one from a merchant not long ago. It should chase all his fatigue away.
A good idea to be sure, but the fact remains it is not me myself that is serving him.
Then how about preparing a meal for him? Something nutritious to fill him with vim and vigor.
I kind of wish they'd go in a different direction with this. Japan is obsessed with the traditional housewife cooking mentality and stuff with women, and it's always been uncomfortable for me. Not my favorite.
Cook? Yes. I'm certain he would be delighted by anything that you make.
But I've never cooked before. I doubt anything I make would suffice.
You won't know until you try. Besides, what matters isn't the result, but the feeling behind it.
Yeah, I don't like this. I don't.
Use this cookbook. I'm sure you will find a recipe or two to your liking.
Thank you, Gila.
This powerful mage of a woman does not need to be brought down to making a meal for a man. She doesn't, no. She has value outside of this as well. She could help him in other matters. I'm actually kind of upset at Serenoa for not pulling her into the process. That's easily my least favorite character story we've seen in this entire game. Probably my least favorite scene overall, completely. It's just a trope I didn't need. Absolutely did not need that. Okay. Next character story. Hewitt. Hewitt and Eridor embark on a hunt, and the former reflects on how she came into her position at the prince's side. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'd like to learn more about her becoming his Kingsguard.
A whole day of hunting, and this is all I have to show for it. Wanted to give Lord Serenoa something meaty for once.
A deer is no easy prey. You are a skilled hunter.
1 deer to your 3 boar? It's plain who the better of us is. I don't reckon you let a single one escape. Could be hunting is your true calling.
Perhaps. Before I was knighted, I was keeper of the Hawk's Roost. And besides, I come from a long line of hunters.
That's so. And what drove you to fight men for a living?
Glenbrook put out a call for hawk riders, that they might challenge S. Frost's aerial superiority. I answered that call. My training was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, but I won a position in the Kingsguard, where I petitioned to serve Prince Roland personally.
Seeing you in action, I'm sure you could have made a fine commander. Yet you stuck by the prince's side.
Yes, I did.
Three years ago.
Flugy has yet to return. I hope he isn't in danger.
What's this then? A traveler out here all alone, huh? And in sore need of protection by my reckoning. Hand over your coin purse and maybe we can reach an arrangement.
Bandits? Here? How could I be so careless?
I'd advise against running. Ain't nowhere for you to go.
Enough! Are you hurt?
I'm fine, thanks to you. Had you not showed up when you did, I could have ended up dead. You have my gratitude.
Is that your hawk? It guided me here. I was in the middle of a hunt, but your bird cried out as if calling to me. Thank heavens I did not loose that arrow. I've never known hawks could be so wise.
His name is Flugy, and he's more than my hawk. He's my closest companion.
The bandits are growing more bold by the day. 'Tis best you returned home.
Wait! I have scarce little to give in the way of coin, but still, there must be something I can do to repay you.
Think nothing of it. It is the royal family's duty to protect our subjects.
The royal... Good heavens! You're Prince Roland! Forgive me, Your Highness.
There's no need for all that stuffy formality. May we meet again soon.
Yes, Your Highness. That was my first meeting with the prince. He saved my life, and for that, I shall be forever in his debt. I could settle for no less than the Kingsguard.
Okay, that one was cool. All right, Rudolph speaks of his past as he walks with Anna.
Please, good sir, toss us a spare coin.
A beggar.
Cast off from the frosty mine, no doubt. Focus, Rudolph. There is work to be done.
Many thanks, sir. May your good deed be returned tenfold.
Apologies for that, man. On we go.
This war has forced so many into poverty. Everyone looks a bit more downtrodden these days. Is everything all right? You seem miles away.
He's been there.
Just thinking of the past is all.
You've made your last run, smuggler scum!
Damn it all! Looks like I'm done for.
You're under arrest for the illegal transportation and distribution of salt.
Please, you've got to let me go. I beg you. My little brother needs me. He'll die if you don't. He's sick and...
A likely story. What a pity, then, that you chose to betray your country rather than support him through honest means. Throw him in a cell so he can contemplate the consequences of his crimes.
No! Get your hands off me! You gotta let me go!
And then
I got to
Sicrus...
smuggling salt so I could afford medicine for my brother.
Yeah, and then Sicrus gave him a chance
We
to...
could barely put food on the table, let alone find money for medicine.
To get out of prison.
I know it ain't right, but what choice did I have? He died while I was locked up.
Aww.
I broke my promise to him.
I had no idea.
It's not anything to do with you anyhow. Let's get back to work.
And one more with Archibald. Archibald reminisces about the Salt Iron War with Anna. See more of this badass in action in his prime. We know he basically took out an army by himself, practically.
Master Archibald, is there something on your mind?
Goddess be good. I must be getting on in years for you to be able to sneak up on me like that.
What troubles you?
I was only reminiscing. Indeed, days like these tend to blow my mind back a couple of decades or more.
Reminiscing about what?
The Salt Iron War. Hard to believe it's been 30 whole years. Some days I almost forget my time as one of the Saintly Seven.
Oh, that's new.
I defended the Citadel of Sand through the conflict. I was there when Frost attacked. A number of Rosellan prisoners who tried to escape the source were there too. Including Our Lady Frederica's dear mother.
No kidding.
What's this?
She stayed behind all by herself to help the countless numbers of her fellow Roselle flee. That's how she was captured. But I knew we couldn't hold the Citadel. So I helped her and her friends escape in secret before the enemy attacked.
Oh, hell yeah, Archibald. What a badass.
The wind blew just as hard that night as it's blowing now. I'll never forget watching the Roselle, caked all over in mud as they slipped away into the dark.
He's one of the good ones, huh?
So you didn't want innocents to get caught up in the coming battle?
It never settled right with me. The way the goddess's teachings permitted abuse of the Roselle for the supposed sins of their past. A person's life isn't worth more or less just because of the conditions of their birth. But more than anything, I was moved by the selfless acts of Lady Frederica's mother. She reminded me of what I had once aspired to be.
And that's saying something coming from one who was one of the Saintly Seven. Like, if it was found out that he did that, he would be a heretic. I wonder if he maybe had to flee. I wonder if there's something in the story about that. If they found out and he had to flee.
She was able to do what I never could. Risk her life to save her friends. I couldn't let someone like that die. Not on my watch. It wasn't long until the other saintly 7 discovered what I'd done.
There it is.
They branded me a traitor, stripped me of my title, and sentenced me to death.
Yep.
Of course, I slipped out of their clutches before they could have my head.
Dude, he's such a badass. Archibald rocks.
I wandered for a while before taking up life as a merchant under the King of Glenbrook's patronage.
Badass
I
old
never
man.
knew you and Lady Frederica's mother shared such a past.
Well, it is in the past. Anyway, let us return. This cold night wind is making my old bones ache something fierce.
So the game has not given us any indication that these character stories give any kind of bonuses. So they really are just story beats, but I freaking love them. I love anything that fleshes out the characters more. Okay, let's check out this side story. Evlora prepares for battle upon hearing the Allied forces march for Glenbrook. However, yeah, keep her out of the battle. No, don't let her be in the battle at all. I'm trying to make these choices so that Evlora is not dead by the end of this.
General, House Wolfort and Hyzant have joined forces. There are indications their armies intend to march upon the capital.
Here's a thought. While this is happening, we know that these tunnels exist. I wonder if Cordelia and Evlora could escape through them while the siege is happening.
Which direction will they come from?
We cannot yet be certain.
Close the city gates and rally the garrisons. I want the way to the castle completely blockaded.
And we ought to consider their attack from the river. House Wolfort knows very well how difficult this castle is to take. I doubt they think to capture it with a direct assault.
What's her game right now? I suppose she doesn't know her brother's alive, so this may just look like a coup in a way, or maybe she's just playing along.
Indeed. Byzantian soldiers are used to desert conditions. Doubtful they'd be keen to engage us in a marine battle. Though acting on that assumption and sending all our troops to defend the land route does leave a vulnerability the enemy could exploit. Send a party to scout along the riverbanks, then have them report to the harbor and ready our ship.
Yes, General.
Why beat around the bush? We have the soldiers, we should strike and end them.
It's best to avoid open battle. With the capital and Whiteholm under our control, we have the advantage.
All that tells me is you're frightened of Wolfort.
There is no enemy safe not to fear. A leader's hubris is the death of her soldiers.
Frederica is attacking us. What does it matter how many soldiers die? I command you to kill Frederica, Evlora.
Personal grudges have no place in the battlefield.
Silence! Gustadolf entrusted us with the castle's protection in his absence. Noble as frosty blood flows through our veins. How dare you order us about?
You do well to remember what you are, Evlora. A simple orphan who doesn't even know her true name.
Rude!
Yet it is this simple orphan in charge of our army. Insult me all you like. I will not allow open battle.
Obstinate woman. No matter. The reinforcements our brother sent are under our command.
I shall lead soldiers into the capital myself and crush Wolfort's forces when they arrive.
Is this the S-Frost I am to defend?
General Evlora.
Stay off the battlefield, Evlora. I mean that. Okay. So, most likely we're going to get to the battle in the next episode. So, we're going to have to end this one here. Most likely we have 1 or 2 more main story things before we get to the battle. Maybe there's going to be another investigation, but who knows. So yeah, thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Have a good one, everybody. I'd like to give a very special shout out to my patron supporters, Darren York, ZTD, 7th Son, Louis D, Ivan K, Len HLLJ, and Jordan and Emily Hill. If you would also like to join this tier or any others, check out my memberships or my Patreon in the description down below.